TGIF, coming off a winning day yesterday. Let's do it again. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we're back to talk some NBA action on a Friday. A nice 3-1 day yesterday. I will gladly take it. It was a little stressful, like always. Just wild stuff all over the NBA, but we'll go over that recap in just a little bit. We got a much better slate this Friday. So before we get into it, gotta mention, obviously, Outlier, guys. I use it every single day. If you guys want to try it, the link is below. You click on it, you get a 7-day free trial. Any graphics you see in this video or future videos are from Outlier, so go check it out. I got 2 dad jokes. That's right. I'm still making up for my lost couple days we had earlier this week. So here we go. 2 dad jokes. Which animal takes up the most floor space? A groundhog. What did Tennessee? Same thing, Arkansas. That one's dumb. In this video, we are going to recap that 3-1 day, and then we're going to give you that injury report again, and then talk defenses versus the centers. That's right. It's time to talk to big men. Who gives up the most and least points, rebounds, and assists to the center position? Then we'll finish it with the best bets and the recap, of course. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as we are on our way to 40,000 subscribers. As you can tell, my voice is kind of in and out, still dealing with this flu, but we're going to get through it and hopefully get some winners for you today. So let's get this party started, and that means it's recap time. All right, first of all, I apologize. We had the wrong bets recap page up yesterday in the video. Some of you guys already noticed it. That's our fault. But anyways, this is the correct one. This is the recap for Thursday. Dalton Connect over 14.5 PRAs. This was a S show. I mean, it was wild. He went from 41 minutes, and luckily, I think he hit 20 minutes, or maybe he didn't even. He might have in garbage time. That's the only reason. I have no idea what happened. DFS came back, and all of a sudden, JJ Redick just did not want to play him at all. It was insane. I've never seen the guy go from 41 down to around 20 minutes per game. And again, he would have had like 16 or 17 if not for garbage time. And he hit a 3 right when he came in with like 3 minutes left to go over 14.5. Unfortunately, if you got 15.5, you didn't get it. So that kind of sucked. But trying to predict the NBA is just insane, guys. No, you don't ever see that. And then Luka Doncic also just want to play hero ball and try to score 50. He didn't get his teammates involved at all, even though there's open shooters everywhere, and it affected their offense. Yes, he put up 45, 50, but still, I don't think it was very effective, that's for sure. But either way, we got the win somehow with all that said and done, so I'm glad. Warriors minus 6.5, kind of in control the whole game. Kings made some little runs here and there, but they got the job done pretty easily. Trey Murphy, under 30.5 PRAs. You know, he got it going a little bit in the middle of the game, but luckily he stayed under, didn't do much in the fourth quarter, and then the blowout happened, and he did. I think he ended with 24 or 25, something like that. So nice winner there. And then another added play, Chris Middleton, under 3.5 assists. Did not get the job done. The Wizards were making a lot of shots, and a lot of his passes there got the job done. I think someone in Discord mentioned he had like 3 assists in the span of like 5 minutes, and that's what it did us in. I think he ended with 5. So either way, all half unit plays, 3-in-1 day. That is the under tracker for under player props record. Overall record 257 and 210, up 26.47 units. So that's what we got for the recap. Now let's time for the injury report. All right, here is the injury report for Friday, March 14th. Again, this is the night before, so if you watch this in the morning, obviously it could be a little different. I still recommend checking it. Pacers, Sixers, just Andre Drummond questionable. The big 3 out for the Sixers. They're going to be out forever. And then the Celtics at Heat, Tatum, Horford, White, and Brown, all questionable. How about pretty much the starting 5? So we'll see if they play. I assume most of them will play. Clippers at Hawks, Norman Powell still out for the Clippers. Trae Young probable. Clint Capella is questionable. And then Mavericks at Rockets. Dante Exum and PJ Washington are questionable. Obviously, all the rest of the guys. I'm not going to include the guys that are there all the time, like Kyrie Irving, AD, all those guys. Amen Thompson is out for the Rockets, I think another week or two. So big loss there. And then Magic at Timberwolves. Cole Anthony is out. And then that's it for any new injuries. And then Hornets at Spurs. De'Aaron Fox, if you don't know already, is now out for the season. I don't see anybody on the Hornets injury report that's anyone new. So that's wild to me. You never know. LaMelo Ball could always make an appearance. So over there to the right side, Cavaliers at Grizzlies. Donovan Mitchell is out. Huge one. DeAndre Hunter, questionable. Santi Aldama is out for the Grizzlies, and JJJ for the Grizzlies is questionable. Has not played in a little while, so we'll see if he does make his appearance. If he does, will it be limited and all that? We'll see. Lakers at Nuggets. Lakers on the back-to-back, but LeBron, Rui, and Jackson Hayes all out again. Jamal Murray, Jokic, probable. Aaron Gordon is questionable. And then Raptors, Jazz, Scotty Barnes is questionable. Jakob Poeltl and Grady Dick out. It is out. That didn't sound good. And Grady Dick is out. John Collins out for the Jazz. Keontae George, and that's it. Isn't that surprising? They get fined $100,000 for not playing guys when they should be playing, and now all of a sudden the injury report's pretty clean for the Jazz. Kings at Suns. Sabonis questionable. Did not play against the Warriors. And then Richards, Grayson Allen, and Martin are all questionable. Grayson Allen might be doubtful now that I think about it, but there we go. We end with the teams on the back-to-back. Only 3 teams that I saw: Magic, Lakers, and Kings are the 3 teams playing for the second night in a row. So that's what we got for the injury report. Now let's talk the big men. All right, we start with the defenses giving up the most points to the center position. Any team or player that's in green just means they're playing today. All these stats are in the last 30 days. Only got one matchup for the points today. 76ers giving up 24.1, facing Miles Turner, 17.1 points per game. But as you can see, Jokic leading the way playing today. The Kings giving up the most, 24.8 points to the center position. Suns there at 24.3. And there's all the rest of the players and teams for the points. So take a screenshot. Hopefully that helps you get some winners. Now let's check out the rebounds. And we have one matchup here as well. The Spurs facing Mark Williams of the Hornets. 11 rebounds per game. Spurs giving up 16.6. And then there's all the rest of the teams and players. Jokic yet again leading the way, 14.5. Walker Kessler in a little bit less games, but 14.3 rebounds. So on and so on. And I put Sabonis up here because he may play. We will see. But that's what we got for that. Now let's check out the assists. And we got 2 matchups. The Suns facing Domantas Sabonis. 5.2 assists per game. Again, he's been out for like the last week and a half, something like that. Suns giving up 5.2 also. Spurs facing Yusuf Nurkic of the Hornets, 3 assists per game. Spurs giving up 4.8. So that's what we got for all the over matchups. Now let's take a look at the toughest center matchups. As you can see there, the Lakers, Cavaliers, and Clippers are the 3 teams giving up the fewest points per game to the center position, followed by the Magic and Hornets. But fewest rebounds, like I said, the Heat, and that's why I took a Zubac under, and that did not work out. But Heat leading the way, only giving up 12.8. That's a big improvement over where they were earlier this season. And then the Clippers, Nuggets, Rockets, Kings, and Sixers, as well as the Celtics down there, all playing as fewest rebounds given up. And then fewest assists, the Magic, Mavericks, Grizzlies, so on and so on. So, again, hopefully these help you, whether it's some over bets or just be a part of your handicap, and that's really all it should be. It's just one of those steps to getting some winners. So, that's what we got for all the research help. And now it's time for the best bets. All right, this first one takes us out to Houston, Texas, where the Rockets host the Dallas Mavericks. Rockets minus 11.5. Total in this one is 224. We're going to start out with the player prop. Give me Dylan Brooks over 13.5 points at minus 108 on FanDuel. This is a 1-unit play for me here. So I don't think we bet Brooks yet this season. I like this spot for him. Let's dive into Outlier and kind of look at some more of these numbers just to kind of let you guys know where I'm coming from. So first, we're going to start here with 2024. As you guys can see, season overview, he's over this in 52% of games, averaging 13.85. So just a little above this average. And if you scroll down real quick, just to kind of look at what his minutes and everything's been looks like over the course of the year, averaging around 32 minutes per game and 12 field goal attempts per game as well. So that's over the course of the season. Now, here's the key to this one. Let's go back up to the top and see what he has done without Amen Thompson. As you guys know, he is out this game. That's going to be huge. So as we do that, and then we scroll down, and we can see he's over this line in 4 of 5 games. Not just that, he's averaging 17.4 points per game in those 5 games, including the most recent 2 games he's played, 17 and 19 points. I mean, guys, he's averaging 4 over this line already. And here's what I want to look at, and here's what I actually love. So if we scroll down now in these 5 games, without Amen Thompson. And by the way, it's around the same numbers without Van Vliet. I think it's been like 1 game without him. He's over in 3 or 4. But if we scroll down, we can see the minutes. The minutes there are 35.7. So he averages 32 on the course of the season, 35.7. So he has 3 to 4 more minutes without Amen Thompson. Field goal attempts, this is what I love. He averaged 12 per game. How about 16.2 field goal attempts per game without Amen Thompson? Big time usage. We are getting a 13.5 points line for a guy averaging 16 shots in this situation. Gotta love that. And then we look over the matchup. This one on Outlier, it's power forwards. They're ranked 18th versus power forwards, but let's dive more into that. So in the last 30 days, this Mavericks team has given up the 5th most points per game to the power forward. Now, he's listed as a power forward. Tari Eason playing small forward right now. If you think he's a small forward, again, they're interchangeable. The Mavericks have given up the 10th most points per game to the small forward position as well. And overall, the last 10 games, you guys know, Mavericks have the 4th worst defensive rating as a team. I mean, it's as bad as it gets right now. A complete mess, playing a ton of backups with all these injuries, which brings me to my only worry, the blowout potential. We know it's there. 11.5 point spread. Mavs have now lost 6 of the last 7 games, some to some pretty bad teams. But even in just 25 minutes recently in a blowout, he scored 27 points. Dylan Brooks, with this line, I think he can get over, even if it's a blowout and he gets less minutes, maybe only gets 28 minutes. I think he can get the job done. So give me Dill Pickle over 13.5 points as my first best bet. All right, this next one takes us out to Memphis, Tennessee, where the Grizzlies host the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavs minus 1.5. Total in this one is a huge 244.5. I'm going to take an over. Give me Ty Jerome over 4.5 assists at plus 100 on ESPN Bet. This is a half unit play for me here due to the small sample size. I also looked at Mobley over PAs. It was very tempting without Mitchell playing. But by the way, that is the key. Donovan Mitchell is out in case you missed it on the injury report earlier. So let's talk in games that Ty Jerome has played without Donovan Mitchell. He's over this line in 3 of 4, averaging 5 assists per game, averaging 26.5 minutes per game. But, and it's a big but, 3 of those 4 games were also with Karis LeVert. As you guys know, Karis LeVert was traded. So only his most recent game on March 2nd was without both Karis LeVert and Donovan Mitchell. What did he do? Well, he played 35.5 minutes because he is the main guy now. Obviously, it's Garland, but behind him, and he recorded 6 assists. But so 6 is plenty enough, but he had a ridiculous 20 potential assists. That is an incredibly unlucky game. He should have got like around 10 that game. If he gets 10, we're probably not looking at this line. So again, we might only need like 10 potential assists to cash this one. I'm expecting big minutes again from him. I mean, even if he goes down from 35 to 30, I absolutely love this bet. But then we look at the matchup. Another reason I like this is this matchup. The Grizzlies, we know, play at extremely fast pace, top 5 pace all season long, which will lead to more assist chances, especially in transition, some easy buckets, easy looks. Last 30 days, guess who has given up the most assists per game to the point guard position? It is the Memphis Grizzlies. That's right. So it's an absolute dream matchup here. Honestly, the only thing that worries me here is we don't have a huge sample size. Maybe he pulls a JJ Redick like what he did against Dalton Connect, and he goes from 35 minutes to 15. Do I see that? Absolutely not, because Ty Jerome is a solid veteran player in this league. He's proven he can play the guard position. They've liked him for a while. So I expect him to get 30 plus minutes yet again here. I don't think this line is kind of taking that into account. So give me TJ over 4.5 assists as my second best bet. All right, this last one takes us out to Philly, where the 76ers host the Indiana Pacers. Pacers minus 11.5. Total in this one is 232.5. I have an under on a guy we just cashed an under on pretty recently. Give me Andre Drummond under 21.5 points plus rebounds at minus 120 on bet 365. This is a 1 unit play for me here. Like I said, we just cashed him recently. If you can only get a PRA line, I don't mind 22.5 PRAs as well. I don't think there's much of a difference in there. He's not obviously a big assist guy, but Drummond just does not have the volume to justify this. So let's talk about it. In the last 10 games he's played without the big 3, that's Paul George, Joel Embiid, and Tyrese Maxey. As you can see by this outlier screenshot, under 3 of 10 games and under easily in 6 straight. I mean, it has been ugly. In those 10 games, he's only averaging 15.3 PRs per game. It's not even close. And obviously, as you can see there, he has 10 or less in 5 of the last 6. I mean, it's not pretty. And then if we look at some more numbers, he's only averaging 16.9 minutes per game in the last 10. It's been all over the place. His ceiling is around 25 minutes. But in the last 10, he's also had games of 5, 11, 8, and 10 minutes played. So, it is what it is. But right now we have Yabusele and Bona healthy. Those are going to add more depth to the center position. That's why he gets his minutes restricted a little bit. And obviously Drummond's not the guy who's a part of their future. They don't need to play him very much. He's kind of just a piece right now. But he's only averaging in the last 10 6.2 field goal attempts per game. Obviously not a guy who's going to do much more than, I mean, he does take a three here and there. But other than that, he doesn't do much other than putbacks and alley-oops and things like that. Averaging 13 rebound chances per game also in the last 10, so nothing huge there. He's a guy who I watched last game because we had his under. He looks uninterested in playing, and wouldn't you? I mean, he's a veteran, and he's on a team that's just absolutely falling apart. He only plays limited minutes. Like I said, he's not the future. He gets yanked early. The game flow could get him off the court as well when you're going up against a guy like Miles Turner who stretches the floor. I don't know if it's exactly a Drummond type of game anyways, but either way, still like it even if it is. But matchup-wise, Pacers are actually above average matchup for him to score, but it really doesn't affect me. I mean, it's Andre. It's all about Drummond here. They're also average for rebounds in the last 3 days, but his last 2 opponents were the Raptors and the Jazz. Nothing special. He put up 8 and 10 PRs. I mean, he's just not a scorer. In the last 2 games this season, he's played against Indiana. He played 23 and 26 minutes. He got 15 and 11 PRs. Again, this guy is not even coming close. I don't see it happening here. And then, of course, you have big time blowout potential. Sixers are getting blown out left and right. This is an 11.5 point spread. He would be one of the first to go because they do not need to play Andre Drummond. He is questionable going into this game, like you guys saw. I do expect him to play. Again, all this is a moot point if he doesn't play. But if he doesn't, we just void it and we move on. So let's ride the cold hand and give me Drummond under 21.5 PRs as my third and final best bet on this video. Added plays will be in the pinned comments below on X and on Discord. But before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. The 3 best bets so far. Dylan Brooks over 13.5 points, minus 108 for a unit. Ty Jerome over 4.5 dimes for a half unit at plus 100. And the big man, Andre Drummond, under 21.5 points plus rebounds for a unit. Let's get a freaking sweep on a Friday to end the week. But thank you guys for watching. As always, I appreciate all the support, the comments every day. If you haven't already hit that like button, I would appreciate it. But hope you all have a great Friday, and we'll talk to you soon.